You got it.
Welcome to another video. Again, we are in SSC on my capital ship. In this video, I will show you this tool, how to use it, what it's doing. But before we will do that, I will show you a inside bolting or middle bolting, or also known as a socket bolting technique that will prepare you to what that tool is doing. So we got a few examples in here. We got two plates. By mistake, by accident, I painted them as a Polish flag. But so we are taking this tool, the socket tool. We'll place it on the top. Then we will select this, select snapping tool in here, aim on it, grab the bottom corner one, snap point, and align it like this. Always make sure you understand from which side it's sticking out, because that's important. Now we'll go in here, we'll hide viewing of those plates and lock those plates. It will also work on other devices, same. Now we will, I will unselect it so it's easy to see. We'll select the tool, the bolting tool. We'll put 4 bolts. And now this is important. You cannot remove this part, because it will take those bolts with you. Instead, what you do is you select the socket tool again and you right click. And as you can see, bolts did stay and those two parts are bolted to each other. It can get even more fancy, because I got 2 bolts spread out with one, two plates spread out with 1 plate between, doing the same thing. I will, no, not that, I will take this, align like this. And now if I lock those plates, I cannot place bolts in here because there is too much distance between. But if I select move, I will unlock the snapping, and while holding shift I will move this in middle like this. Again, lock, hide, then I can put bolts in here. Of course we will remove those and you get the longest bolts. And you can do some weird stuff even on the angle if you align them correctly. This is very useful for some non-bolting or boltless designs and some weird designs where you need to be fancy with those bolts. But this is how you can do that. So there is also another way to do that. Mostly I am doing that with the socket tool also. I align it like this. Then with the snapping, I'm making 4 copies total of it. Connect cable from one side to another side. Again, socket tool, right click, and you have a cable that you can move. This is quite important. Of course, snapping off, because this will snap. No, not like that. This will snap to any surface. We are aligning it like that. Again, hide, lock plates, and you can use this also to put bolts in. Then cable, right click, and you have a invisible bolt. I did put it, actually it's still connected, but I could put it slightly lower. But this is what the middle bolting is doing. Then we of course have a typical plate to plate flat situation. Align it, snapping, connecting here. Then I will just copy it to the other side. Again, snap here, plate, hide, bolt, 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 bolt. Then hide it, and you have connection between those two. Now I will show you a trick with the glass that I did discover by accident. So we got glass between. Of course it's invisible, so almost invisible, so you cannot see it. I'm putting socket tool on top, grabbing it by the corner, aligning with the glass, then moving it one higher, same as sorry, not same as, but to align it. Then when I hide everything, you can still see bolts. Now the trick is, I will back this thing up. Trick for the glass is to put the socket tool on a flat surface from the top. You take it out and you rotate it upside down. Then we are grabbing it, aligning exactly the same way, putting one higher, locking hiding plates, bolt, bolt, and you don't have any bolt. And just to confirm, this is still connected. I can click on the glass and it's still selecting that. So what is going on? Probably there's a different hard texture on that part, and depending how it's aligned, that's how you bolt. So you can see I did bolt it from the longer part in here, just above the stripe, and it's not going through. And if I hide those plate, I can remove this. You can see it's barely above the glass, and that's because the bolts have slightly longer connection than the graphic is. So each time you are spawning this socket tool on top of a flat surface, this is already aligned for the bottom connection. Oh, I did it wrong. So you put it flat, you move it one down, lock hide plates, put two bolts in, hide this, show back plates, and that's invisible. Now all three are connected to each other. So this is a really important trick. You can get really crafty with those because, like I said, those bolts does have a longer grabbing point than the graphics. So you can literally have a invisible bolted glass that will be a clean boltless ship combined with those. So now what this tool is my back button bolter. So on the Colt revolver, I needed to bolt a button to a hinge, and that hinge is also a device. Problem with this is with socket tool is, so for example, if I copy this and I put a socket tool in here and I hide devices, because that's a device, I am hiding also that socket, and you cannot bolt it like that. So then I made this tool that is called button back bolter, just for especially this task. This tool will be in the tool folder on my Google Drive with other blueprints. One important thing is you need to remember to always turn off snapping when you are spawning this, because cables, I did even align those cables, and you can see it's rotated. And when I turn off snapping and I select this tool, then it's snapping correctly, because those cables are snapping into the wall, and that's really important to turn off snapping while you are using this device. So what it is, it's a socket tool with cables barely above the surface of that socket. So in this case, I will copy it, and again we are using snapping tool. We are grabbing the top point of the flat part, we are aligning it with the button, then we are hiding the devices, and you get cables. Those cables are aligned on corners to not show on any display and nothing like that, like for example when you press the button. Yeah, the one important part that I should show before is to turn off, this will be fun now. Yeah, I did make a mistake, so let's roll back to when you place it, detach the module, because when you not do that, it will not have any massive problem, but when you remove the socket and the cables, that module ball will stay in here, and you can remove that only after reloading the blueprint, or of course restarting the game. So let's go back to this. We will put those 4 bolts. We don't have a module in here. Now we will remove those cables. and that's bolted from the inside. You have a clean bolt. Now I did leave this this socket in here, of course not for this part, but for example in here, if I grab this, I put it in here, or even better, I will do that with a 72 plate just to show you what I mean. I did put it poorly. We'll also place it in the middle, hit it up a little bit, and get the button back bolter. See, I made a mistake. I didn't unlock it. So now I need to again grab it, and now it's not correct. You want to have it aligned, because if you don't, it will snap on a weird angle. Now, if I do it like this, of course, we will again hide lock plates. Actually, I could just hide lock devices. We will bolt this, and we will remove those cables. And I did leave this socket tool for purpose, because now if I would like to connect this button, even that it's on the plate, I can grab it like this and I can pull this cable on the other side. So now it's snapping to the device. You just lock the device, put a cable in, hide, remove the last part, and I have a cable that is sticking out, and I can, for example, grab it, lock the plates again. I can pull it, let's say, to this spot, remove the other one, and that's how you can manage your cables inside of a plating. And of course, in here, same thing. I can do this, remove. Of course, in here we doesn't need to have a socket tool, because you can, if you don't know, you can do something like this, where you, oh, I need to grab this one. You can have it in here, bolted through another button, and that will also have a connection. And if I remember, you can probably have it even like this, and that's also connecting. I'm not sure about that, but probably it will still work. And this is connected, and you don't have any bolts, and thus can keep the durability. So this is all about this tool and how to do the socket bolting or cable bolting. Like I said, you can get crafty, but this is great to have the clean connections without any bolts, just to not annoy some people that doesn't like the auto bolted plates, because this thing gets messy with bolts everywhere. So this, like I said, this tool will be in my tools folder with some other interesting modules and tools that you can use, and that's all for now.